The crown jewel is upon us. Are you Team Flair or Team Hogan? And Rusev is a sex addict? I am running the show today. Bring me all the smoke coming up on Raw After Show on Afterbuzz TV.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to Afterbuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Blipster! It's still real to me, damn it.
What's up, guys? My name is TK Trinidad. Some technical difficulties here. My name is TK Trinidad. I am running the show today. If you don't know who I am, then you should, but it is what it is. I am not by myself. We have one of the original hosts because I don't know where everybody's at. Jack Farmer is in the building.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. I want to give a quick shout out to Brian Stanton as well. We had a chat about positivity and negativity about the show, and I'm excited to bring all positivity today.
When are you not excited?
It's happened once or twice.
In your life?
In my life.
You know they have pills for that.
In third grade one time, it was pretty bad.
Oh my gosh.
Facts.
So we have a special guest co-host. This is my homie. We've been friends for a long time. We did radio together. He is a crazy WWE wrestling fan. He classifies himself as a blipster. We'll expand more on that. Please welcome Kane McCoy.
Hello, internet universe. Yo, I'm very happy to be here. Bring all the smoke with the comments, man. Like, I'm excited just to talk some wrestling. Hashtag, it's still real to me, damn it.
Oh my gosh. Let's get into it.
Yes.
The Kabuki Warriors. So are you for them kicking Paige out the building, or?
I loved that they kicked her out. It felt natural. They feel better without her. I like that they wrote her out in a logical way, so it makes sense. Mm-hmm. I love this whole opening segment beginning to end.
Yeah, I feel like this is not the very few times, but it's like sometimes WWE just drops the ball and it's like, we're not doing this anymore, and we're not going to explain to you why. And sometimes it's like a natural, like, okay, yes, this is what's happened, and now we can end this chapter and move on to another chapter.
Get it over with.
Yeah.
And I loved how they were speaking Japanese in front of the Paige, who's, let's face it, has been the colonizer of this group the entire time. It's like
it did feel weird when she was a part of that team. It felt very forced in, and I was actually really worried when she came back at first. I was thinking, oh no, they were doing so good on their own. So then when they spit the green mist in her face, it was just a great way to, again, give her a reason to be off the show, but also I loved that it made Asuka and Kairi Sane look even worse, like as bigger
They're like,
bad
hey,
guys.
by the way, we're heels, just off the rip. We're spitting green mist. We are the Kabuki Bukaki.
So the man goes up against Kairi Sane, and Kairi taps out. Are you for this pairing? Do you think it's going to continue on, or do you think I actually like this because it's different from Charlotte? Like, we've moved on from that, and obviously it's going to come back again because that's just.
Well, I think the Paige thing might be a one-time deal. You know what I mean? You think Paige will just be stuck on TV with, not stuck, but with the man?
Becky Lynch. You're referring to
the man.
I think what I really liked about this is that Kairi Sane looked like she could hold her own with Becky Lynch.
Oh, loved it.
And so she looked like a star because Becky Lynch is the biggest star in the company right now. So we end that match, even though Kairi Sane came up short, looking like she can compete on that level. And something that I think they're doing right now is they're really making the women's tag team titles feel like they are a big deal again. I mean, they definitely had a long history of not being a big deal, but now you've got these two going toe-to-toe with Becky Lynch, having great matches. I love their new outfits, by the way.
Yes.
They looked great.
Yes.
I don't want to tease any special segments than where they might be, but in my opinion, they were dressed awesome.
Well, the Flabitos boo thing of the week.
Are you
gonna be? Oh gosh, I don't know why I said it.
Thing of the week.
Shout out to Flabito. He's actually working somewhere, saving lives maybe. So and shout out to Barry Mack as of usual. So R-Truth has an eye on the prize, so much so he got bifocals to watch behind his back, but they're in front of his back. I don't understand what's going on. And then he went up against Buddy Murphy. Do you think this was a filler match, or were you for this match, or are you for more of the storyline with R-Truth and the 24/7 belt?
R-Truth is so entertaining. They could give him anything. And
he could do anything with anything.
Yeah, and it would be gold. They could say, here is a rubber duck, make it funny. And he could go for 3 months making a story out of it. That's hilarious. I do kind of feel like it's time for him to go into something else. I like that he was in an actual match today.
Correct. First time in 4 to 5 months. We've seen him without the title for more than a week.
I think he's ready for a real title push. I think he's ready.
A title push?
I mean, not the Universal title, but I mean like
U.S.
like a U.S. title, yeah,
Really?
or a tag team title or something. I think he's ready for something like that.
You don't think he's good at where he is, meaning that he's kind of like, he's good enough to still be in the ring. He's good enough to still be on TV, but he's kind of past his prime where he doesn't need to chase that anymore, and they could just use him for specialty segments. Because every time he comes on, he's entertaining.
Yes.
That's a guarantee. So it's just kind of like, does everybody have to get that push towards a belt, or can some people...
Title.
But does it matter?
The title, the championship.
I mean, does it matter
Holds your
though?
pants up.
No. My bad. But does it really matter? Does it really matter though?
Well, I think,
In his case.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be good. But I think when you have somebody as entertaining as Truth, who we all love, we just want to see him have one last meaningful run. I think by seeing him highlighted as 24/7 champion, it kind of reminded you that, hey, this guy has been in several memorable programs, and sometimes we never got that payoff with him. You think about a couple of years ago, his feud with Cena, and him coming out in my hometown of Richmond, Virginia, dressed like the Confederate soldier, you know what I mean? And with little Jimmy, and just the whole what's up, everything he's done a lot of memorable things, which is cool, but it would be nice to see him just have that last meaningful run as a champion.
I could imagine if he had a run against AJ Styles right now, he would keep it fun. But you'd also get that I actually remember I really love R-Truth, the wrestler as well, and I want to see him do well. I think people would really gather behind him.
If they did a match between him and AJ
makes everyone look good.
Yeah, but would they allow R-Truth to win?
Well, that's a different. That's a totally different.
This is why I say it would be great. Okay, the last hurrah can go for the belt, but I just don't think. I don't think he's there anymore. He's good enough to be on TV. He's good enough to be entertaining. He's good enough to make spots that are memorable. But
as far as getting some gold around his waist, defending for a month or two,
no,
give him a good 20-day run, U.S. champ. I'd like to see that.
What about as a tag team with someone who's legit?
That might go.
Apollo Crews.
Yeah, Apollo needs a push.
Apollo desperately needs a push of some kind.
They could be Apollo Truths.
Apollo Truths. Because Apollo's amazing as well.
That's what I mean.
We've said before, he's definitely one of the most underutilized people, but they've got so many people that are so good that I think could use a mouthpiece like R-Truth next to them to make them look entertaining.
Correct.
And now
R-Truth is going to be the comedy, Cruz is the straight man.
Now, the fact that Carmella is on SmackDown, do you think that's gonna help or hurt, or does it matter that they're no longer together?
I wish they were together still, but I think they both held their own without each other, and before they got together, power couple, and they're gonna do the thing afterwards.
I'm bummed out they broke them apart because they were so entertaining.
It really was fun.
But R-Truth is fun. I don't think he needs anyone or anything to be entertaining. And this might give Carmella a chance to go for a title, because I don't think she could have really gone for the women's title as long as she was with R-Truth.
Yeah,
so.
I think it came to a point where it's like, I love you, R-Truth, but she asked WWE to split them apart. Because if they were on the same brand, then they would, probably naturally try to put them back together. Yeah. So now she's on a different brand that she can actually do something and get back to wrestling. Yeah. So
R-Truth, Hall of Famer?
I think so.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
What kind of random question was that? That's a given.
Yeah.
He's been there forever.
And he could rap at the after party.
The question, Jack, is, do you want the smoke?
I want the smoke. I love the Street Profits.
The Street Profits are amazing, and we had a discussion. You let us know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, because I can't multitask. Are you for the Street Profits staying together, or would they be beneficial to separate?
Keep them together. Keep them together. Let them get their run. We don't want an Enzo and Big Chasm.
I want to, I want them to stay together for now, but I feel like they're going to split.
They got to get one
run. I feel like
run.
in a year or so, I think they're going to split up.
See, I felt that while they were on NXT, but I feel now that Dawkins has just come to the point where he's grown exponentially in the last 3 to 6 months.
He's great.
Somebody either had a conversation with him or something happened where it's just like, you're lagging. And if you continue lagging, then you're not going to make it.
It was that Booker T rub.
Maybe.
Booker T shouted him out the Hall of Fame. You know what I mean? Probably put him aside, did a couple seconds with him, a couple segments with him as well. And you could just tell, like, the confidence has been growing and growing and growing.
It is interesting because you're right. It seemed like they were barely getting NXT time. And then one day, suddenly they were in the title picture. They were winning the title. They were on Raw. Now they're getting tons of TV time.
Mic time.
Big amounts of time. Now, I love both of them, so that's deserved. But you're right. I wonder if something happened that turned a knob somewhere or turned a light on somewhere because they are getting tons of time. But I love them both. I could see like Ford and Bianca getting together and going off their separate way.
You know, I'm always for the real relationships doing something.
And splitting them up. I think I love them both though. I'm a huge tag team fan, so I hope they stay together. But I just get this feeling, you know, that
I would like a good program with the Street Profits and the Revival.
Well, that's the thing. So do you think that will happen, or you think there's going to be a continuation on with the OC for a couple weeks?
Yeah, they're going to do their thing with that. Profits will go over. You know what I mean? Maybe a surprise match at Crown Jewel. Who knows?
Yeah, I think the OC are definitely there to put people over. They're kind of they've always got AJ to make them continue to look like a threat, even though they lose all the time. So I think they're going to put over the Street Profits and make them look good. But then the question will be what happens when they start butting up against AOP and the Viking Raiders and all AOP, the big names.
AOP has to leave the dark room they're in. Whatever random dark room they're in, and that it has the closet.
The same room as Mojo. Like, Mojo's been there forever.
It's Mojo the closet that Alistair Black's in the closet in the room. It's just the dark room of, like, just talent waiting to debut.
People walk in and they're like, this is a dark room. Like, don't close the door. Please. And the door shuts like, oh, we're locked in.
Why is AOP on TV dressed like they're about to get you to invest in their startup?
They want you to take them seriously. But you know what we haven't brought up in a long time? The BMP. Maybe that's where the BMP is. So that's the Black Man's Purgatory, where they send, a lot of, black wrestlers, but you don't even have to be black in the BMP.
It's just that is the literal place they go.
That's where it is. It's
all people of color now.
So Apollo Crews is back there going, at least they get TV time.
Crews is like, sheesh. I could do standing somersaults, fam.
Oh my goodness. So Crown Jewel's coming up. Anybody's gonna watch it? Any takers?
I heard that being that it's on Halloween, Saudi Arabia is going to dress up as democracy.
So Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, they have the team. That's kind of what they're promoting the most. And if it wasn't on Crown Jewel, and if they had it, I don't know. I'm still kind of 50-50 with this Hulk Hogan thing, but. Are you looking forward to that, the Team Hogan, Team Flair match?
I just wish there were stakes involved. I wish it mattered who won. Like, if they said the person who gets the pin gets a title match, or I don't know if there was some reason, but as of now, it's just like, if Team Hogan wins, then Team Hogan wins.
Right.
And then when they go home and we move on. So I wish there was some, a stake to the match.
Yeah.
I think it'll be an awesome match because there's 10 guys in it that are amazing. There'll probably be some shenanigans with the two on the outside as well. I hope one of them doesn't take a bump.
So Team Hogan is Roman Reigns, Rusev, Ricochet, Shorty G, and Ali. And then Flair is Randy Orton, King Corbin, Bobby Lashley, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Drew McIntyre.
And we saw a little bit of preview of that today with Ricochet versus McIntyre. Great match. Ricochet, the selling machine. My man's could sell anything. Made McIntyre look great, I thought.
I thought that whole match, Ricochet was like, hey, how about I get a move in? And McIntyre's like, no, I don't think so.
No. But that's the thing, though.
You offense?
No.
McIntyre is so good, and he's had a few pushes, and it's just like, is he ever going to get that brass ring?
I think now is a good time for him. Before, he was always in a situation where he had Brock Lesnar over him and Braun Strowman over him. And it's hard to build someone as this Terminator when you've got guys who are terminating more than you.
Yeah, but that's why it would make it interesting because you do have, he is a massive man, but if you have that, then that would make him a David and Goliath situation. Like, even though they're both big people, he's still smaller compared to some of them. And even when he had that Dolph Ziggler run, that would have been an ideal time. Like, I feel like he's had plenty of ideal times where it's like, okay, now's the time. Okay, now's the time. And it's
because he came back at NXT and he was the champion. He's like, yo, this guy's gonna get a decent run when he gets called up. And he's had his moments, but again, we're still waiting for that brass ring, which I think will happen at Crown Jewel. I think he's gonna be the sole survivor.
Is it elimination? Is it elimination?
Well, he's gonna be the guy to make the pin. Or like win.
But that's what I'm saying. Then what? Like, it feels like with the Saudi Arabia runs, it's like, okay, we understand that you guys have a problem with it, and we're just gonna go over here and collect our check, and whether you watch or not, no big deal, because we're not gonna talk about it when we come back anyway. Like, it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be part of the storyline after.
It feels like a glorified house show.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think is fine. I just wish they were going to do that, they would treat it more like that and then not spend so much time each show building to it. You know what I mean? If they were just like, hey, we're going to have these big matches, check it out, it'll be cool.
Well, they got to act like they care. They got like, hey, Saudi Arabia, we're taking your money, so we're going to act like we care, and we're going to put Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman, and nobody will boo this one.
Well, I think that's where, if they're going to make it on the show, why don't they just make it like a real pay-per-view? Why didn't they just make this Hell in a Cell in Saudi Arabia?
Well, some people call Saudi Arabia hell already, so it doesn't,
Let's, you have something for the fans there, Jack?
Yeah, so I just want to thank everyone so much for helping to make AfterBuzz the ESPN of TV talk. We couldn't do it without all of you. Now we have a big favor to ask, so if you could please go ahead and click that thumbs up button or the like button, comment, subscribe, the share, the 5-star reviews. Those are the things that help us keep providing this content free for you guys. So if you could do that, that'd be great. And go ahead and let us know what you think about the shows and all the fun stuff we're talking about in the comments.
Yeah, shout. Oh my gosh, everybody in the comments. Dylan, Flobito. I thought you were supposed to be working, but, whatever. So Flobito's in the comments. Star Drew, Charlene. Just same people. We appreciate the love. For real, for real. So let's talk about it. Lana, Rusev, and Bobby Lashley. It's like, it's like those reality shows that you shouldn't be watching because it kills brain cells, but yet still you're enjoying it. I'm very conflicted. Like, I enjoy it, but then I'm like that last scene where Bobby and Lana are standing over Rusev as if like the Muhammad Ali scene where he knocks somebody out. It's just like,
they're just tonguing over his body.
That's going to be around forever.
Yeah. You know what? People can say what they want about this whole thing and this whole angle they're doing, but to pull back the curtain a little bit, when we watch this show, we all have headphones on, but usually we have like one off like this so we can have conversation. When this happens, when this starts and Rusev's coming out, we all stop, we put both on, and we start watching. We are engaged in this part of the show. And you're right, it's kind of cringy and trashy, but it's so entertaining.
I mean, is Vince Russo back?
I mean,
it was so Russo-y. I was like, it's 1999. And I'm watching like Sable and Mark Merrill. It was just so crazy.
But the thing is, as for Lana, I'm assuming, and there's no confirmation. Let us know in the chat if there has been. Lana is always thinking of creative ways to get back on television, and this seems like what she's decided, and she ran it by Rusev. I'm hoping this is what I'm
hoping and wished.
I'm hoping she ran it by Rusev, and WWE liked the idea, and this is what they're running with. So they're getting plenty of TV time, but it's just kind of one of those things like, at one point Lana wanted to wrestle, and is that, is it just like, okay, this is the only way you're gonna get back on TV, or what's the situation? This whole thing I think makes Lana and Rusev not look the greatest, but Bobby Lashley, I've never since this run on WWE, I've never seen him have any type of personality at all, and this is amazing. Like, the douche role is definitely for him.
It's the crowd tonight when Rusev finally got his hands on Lashley went nuts.
It felt very like NWA 80s studio show. Yes, get him.
I mean, I don't think I've ever cared this much about Lashley. Like, Lashley is a villain now. I want to see him get beat up. I want to see Rusev get back at him, and that's exactly what we're supposed to feel towards the bad guys. That's exactly how we're supposed to feel towards Lashley. And so I think the way they're doing this, it's cringy, but it's entertaining, and I'm a fan of it. I enjoy it.
And it's also...
Maybe it's just me. I don't care.
It's in conjunction with blacked.com.
So, what happens next? What do you think happens next for this storyline? Like, how far can they push it? Like, Bobby Lashley's been in the bed. Bobby Lashley's been tonguing down Lana every single week. Lana is actually revealing. Yeah, I know. Lana's actually they're actually receiving death threats.
And Rusev's a sex
that means
addict.
it's doing great. They're getting death threats. I mean, come on, that's such.
But
good
the bombshell, Rusev's a sex addict, so Lana had to go have sex with Lashley.
Well, he also wants a baby as well.
And he wants a baby.
So it's I think, and we had chatted a little bit about this backstage. I think the next step is now for Rusev to go find another person.
I thought that's what that should have been the play for today. But actually, like I said, you can't play both. So,
Okay.
But the sex addict thing doesn't necessarily make as much sense because Bobby Lashley made it sound like him and Lana are having a lot of sex.
Yeah.
So like how much? Like
Or-
where are
Or
we on
it's like Lashley and Lana like going to Bible study together.
yeah, like
what's
what's
you have sex with me too much. I'm gonna go
happening?
fun, Jesus.
It felt like she went off script a little bit and maybe was trying to just make stuff up, and then was like, or
Wait a
maybe
second.
lost where she was because she was
gotta bring it back?
Yeah, she was changing what she was
Yeah.
saying and the point of what she was saying. So
Her
I think-
accent was always changing, Because like, hey,
Hey,
Lana
hey,
and Rusev.
well that happens a lot with
She kept rolling the tongue.
well that's how you say his name. So she's
It's Rusev.
see, this is American.
Let's ask
for you.
Greg Hamilton. However he says it is how you say it.
He wants his name pronounced like that, and that's his. Well, that was or his wife. Then
Rusev.
that's how she pronounces it.
By the way, shouts to Rusev and that beard coming back. It was like that
Came quick.
And the
quick.
suit and everything. So the storyline is kind of off slightly. If you were
Yeah.
actually,
If you
compare
watch
everything.
enough Jerry Springer, I mean, daytime TV. I mean, it's he was a speechless almost. Like, oh my god, because he's like because they're a couple. You know what I'm saying? Like,
are
Aleister
they?
Black's is in the closet. Like, man, I hope they don't do this with Andrade and Zelina, man. I'll tell you.
Right, that's why he's like, I'm cool here in the closet. I'm cool. You know
He's
what?
like, yo, just don't have my girl out here mouth breathing on, Corbin.
Last time I left, I saw what they were doing with Rusev. I'm cool right in here. I'm just cool.
You want me where? All right.
well, hopefully, Aleister Black gets out of the closet. Couple matches. So we're here for Lana and Rusev and Bobby Lashley.
What are the marriage laws in Bulgaria, by the way? Is this even like
couple goats maybe?
like is this gonna end with like a stoning of Lana? Is that gonna put that?
Let's
That's it. Yeah.
let's not hope for that. But Andrade defeats Sin Cara. Are you here for that storyline, or was it a filler match?
Well, we got the debut of Carolina, who was in NXT as Catalina. Yeah.
See, I don't even remember
that's
that.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
put a mask on her. She's only been up, I think, in NXT since about August.
Yeah.
So this is a rapid move for
But do
her.
you think
so
it's
she
gonna
looked
be
good.
often? Because sometimes they have maybe prior to 3 months ago they brought people up from NXT and then they fell back down. So is this gonna be a current thing?
This looks probably permanent. I mean, she looked really good with the spot with Zelina doing the Hurricane Rana off the apron. She caught her and tossed her into the guardrail, and I guess Sin Cara now has his insurance policy.
Yeah, Zelina is such a star. She is so underrated in that program. The way she carries herself outside of the ring and the way she was doing the thing where when Sin Cara got thrown out of the ring and she like laid down on the mat, was like waving at him. And her and Andrade together are such a good pairing. But yeah, I do like Sin Cara is Carolina. I can't roll my R's.
Yeah.
Carolina. I thought she looked strong. I love how she did the power bomb.
Yeah, she looks really good out there. And again, just to match that insurance policy angle they have going on, I love it.
I think we'll see more of them, at least for the short term. And I think it's a great way to give Andrade some wins without costing someone who we've invested a lot in, like without costing Ricochet matches or without costing Aleister Black matches. It's Sin Cara, who's cool, but if he loses, I'm not like, oh, why aren't they pushing him?
But so do you think he should get a push soon, or do you think he's going to be good until closer to WrestleMania?
Sin Cara?
Andrade.
This should go until like Survivor Series, maybe. Payoff match, Survivor Series.
I love Andrade. I want them to push him to the moon. I think he's got a good look. I think he wrestles really well. I think Zelina does good as his mouthpiece. I'm really big on Andrade, but
what I do like is the luchador, not necessarily for Andrade, but he does talk about when he first came into WWE, the whole luchador concept, and they're expanding it more from the joke that they've made it on before. So like I've said before, when they had Lucha House Party, I wasn't for it. There could luchadors and Lucha Libre. There's so much history involved that they can actually use that. And I feel like they're kind of doing that with Humberto. And you had the AJ Styles match.
Humberto! I love him. 2 weeks. He gets Seth Rollins and AJ Styles back to back. How about that?
So do you think it's they're putting that diversity representation thing out there, or do you think it's just a filler for other stories that are coming on? Do you think we're going to see him more often?
It's hard to say because there's sometimes a lot of start and stops with things like that. I would love to see more of it because I love the Lucha Libre stuff. I love the masks. I love the style of the wrestling. And a lot of these guys are actually so good. Like
it's a different pace.
The Lucha House Party guys are legit
really
good.
But they just never gave them a chance to flourish storyline-wise.
I mean, it's hard when you walk out with a piñata. You know, I mean, it's tough. So, but I don't know if they're gonna go all in with that, but I like it. I would like to see more of those people. I think the masks and things like Sin Cara, they look cool as soon as you see them. You can easily go, I like that look. I like that person.
And of course, merchandise.
Money.
Merch, baby.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the merchandise real quick. So, a whole bunch of news happening. We had Jordan Miles. Well, this is the news segment. We had Jordan Miles with his shirt that came out. Well, it didn't come out. If you guys should be up to snuff with it. But Jordan Miles' shirt supposed to come out. It looked like blackface. WWE took it down. Jordan Miles has been on Twitter almost every minute of the day, bringing in different folks. It's been gimmick
infringement because he's doing Seth Rollins' gimmick. He's just burning everything down. He's just burning. He's like, yo, I got screenshots. Triple H, we coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Email guy, corporate guy who nobody name knows. We coming for him. It's just been, hey, Jay Lethal, what you doing? Nothing? Well, you in this too, fam.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Could you imagine being Jay Lethal, chilling, and opening like his Twitter and just been like, why am I trending?
It was a lot.
There's a plethora of things that he could be trending for. But it's one of those things that, do you guys think he went too far? Do you think he's done after this? Like, what's going to happen?
I mean, I think when you're an athlete, you have a platform and you can use your platform however you choose to. I'm not a social media historian, but I don't know if I've ever seen angry tweets work out well for anybody. But if there is an issue, then I hope it gets addressed and fixed.
Well, he did tweet Triple H. He did tweet Vince McMahon. It was a big thing. They did take down the shirts. He's still on NXT. The problem is now, is it going to be? Oh, and then also Titus O'Neil. Like a lot of wrestlers showed up for him, meaning that Jordan Miles said, if you support the cause, #for the culture, change your your icons to black and white. So Titus O'Neil stepped in and said he understands and what WWE is distasteful, but he doesn't appreciate or thinks that Jordan Miles talking about Jay Lethal and everybody else was also distasteful.
Like don't get people involved who have nothing to do with this.
Right.
You know, like your beef should be with whoever put the shirt out.
Right.
You know, and it came out that they said he did approve the shirt, and he's like, no, I didn't approve it. It was bought to me, and I said that, is there anything else available? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
He did a different shirt.
He didn't hit a hard no because obviously he just got, he's been in the company 2 months maybe?
not that long.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, I can't be, I don't want to do too much, but at the same time, is there something better? Because, who came up to have a teethy idea?
And then he also said he saw it on a white shirt. It's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot going on, and this is why, I don't know what creative looks like in the back. I don't know what the producers look like in the back as far as, are there more female producers? The fact that we have more female wrestlers on all the shows. Are there more, Hispanic producers and Hispanic writers? Because now we have more,
representation is important.
Right. So that is the thing. So it's an ongoing story. Jay Lethal was tweeting up until a couple hours ago. So I guess we'll just keep up with it and see if we see him on TV ever again. That's the whole other thing. Seth Rollins. I know we kind of did not in order, but that's what we do. Seth Rollins defeated Eric Rowan. Are you for this? This is up for the match. Well, it's not his match against Rowan in the Crown Jewel, but it was kind of like a tester match for the Fiend. Were you guys for this match? How do you guys feel about this match?
I mean, holy halftime heat at that finish.
Did they do that in halftime heat?
Mankind.
Someone did the forklift before. Yeah, right? Was that halftime heat?
When Foley pinned Rock to win the championship again, halftime heat.
Right.
Yo, Adrian, I did it again.
I'm okay with them rehashing things. That was 20 years ago.
Yeah, bring it back.
I mean, yeah, that's good enough.
But I thought, it's good to see Rowan by himself again. It was cool to see Rowan. It was good to see Harper back on TV for a little bit. But we knew at this point they couldn't keep those two together because it just would have been the same old. Yeah. So
but they didn't really do much with them anyway. It's like
don't you disrespect the Bludgeon Brothers?
That's what I'm saying.
Have you seen their hammers?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like they had.
That's what Lana said.
Oh my god! It's like they have a good run, and then it's like whoever's in the writing room is like, we're gonna go in this direction, and it's like sometimes they have a good thing and they just completely poo-poo on it, as Evan would say. So we'll see what's gonna happen with Crown Jewel. Do you have any predictions for Crown Jewel at all?
I believe you first. It's your show.
I think Team Hogan's gonna win, and I think that Rollins is gonna win, and I think Mansoor's gonna win.
Cesaro's gonna take that L against Mansoor.
I mean, I know it's a risky prediction. It's
Mansoor's last match was like NXT UK.
It's very bold, but I think Mansoor's gonna win in Saudi Arabia.
Cesaro deserves better than losing to Mansoor. I get it, but that's. I don't want that to happen to my guy Cesaro. I'm still part of the C-section.
I mean, he did win the biggest Royal Rumble in history. The biggest Rumble,
ever.
not Royal, biggest Rumble ever in history.
Mansoor.
So
okay.
I think that Braun Strowman and Tyson Fury, which we haven't hit on, that's gonna be Butterbean Bart Gunn 2.
Oh, you think he's gonna knock him out?
Yeah, so I feel like something's legit gonna happen there. That's not.
Yeah, I mean, Tyson Fury didn't come here to lose a match.
That's what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
But it wouldn't be a straight match though.
Yeah, I mean, but at what point can Braun continue to take these losses and still look strong? He's entering Bray Wyatt territory now, kind of like that. Even if he somehow does win the strap, it's not gonna hit the same as as before. And I feel like. You creating these monsters and, it's like, oh, well, we got to keep, creating superstars. But those superstars keep taking L's to people who coming in and guys who aren't even wrestlers. At least Cain Velasquez is signed. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, what's the end game to Braun taking this loss?
I think with Braun, he's just got the benefit of being massive. So even if he keeps losing, he can still stand next to Ali and look like a monster.
And get these hands.
Right. And so I kind of
But how about get the W?
Yeah, but he hasn't got the W in forever. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't yes, I would personally love to see him get a belt or get something. However, he's been not doing that for a long time, and I'm still a fan of his.
They're gonna make him new Big Show, aren't they?
He's already Big Show.
Oh my gosh. But overall, I think the biggest upset of the night. New Universal Champion, The Fiend defeats Seth Rollins.
No way, not happening. Because then you have two championships on another brand. What does Raw do without a champion then?
They got their champion. The Fiend just going over to Raw.
So we're just gonna break the whole draft that quickly?
And they've been talking about that draft forever.
Yeah. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time, but
yes.
Anything's possible, WWE.
It absolutely is. That's the fun.
This leads me to, because I run the show, this is going to be TK's Boudoir real quick.
Ooh. TK's Boudoir.
I almost, for a hot second, missed Jim's dance if he was doing it on the side over there. However, TK's Boudoir, only one person in today. I'm excited. Well, I'm not excited what happened to her, but I'm excited for the new things that are happening. She has the clothing line. She's going to be on the SmackDown After Show. Or is it SmackDown After Show? Or the Fox Show with Renee and Booker T. Paige looks
cool.
amazing. Especially with the two-tone hair and all this stuff. I was really hoping for her safety in the ring because, like, y'all don't need to be hitting Paige in any sort of way. But I was glad to see her back, and I've been following her on Instagram. She looks amazing, and happy. Her mom's birthday was a while ago too. She retweeted Women's Wrestling Weekly. If you watch that show, you should be watching the show. But yeah, she's all in the boudoir. So
yeah, well earned spot, Paige.
There you go.
Just the page.
You know what's also great about the boudoir? It's brought to us by centerandcompany.com, where you can get all of your cocoa butter and facial scrubs and candles. It's a great time to start stocking up on that as we get closer to the holidays.
Smell like all the butters. Cocoa butter, shea butter, peanut butter.
Not the peanut butter.
Not the peanut butter. All right. Disrespect George Washington Carver like that.
Oh my gosh, so much to talk about. I think we've hit it all.
Lashley on Lana.
Anything we're looking forward to past the crown jewel into next week for Raw?
Obviously, Lashley Lana to get this payoff. I mean, this should kick off Raw all off the rip. Just okay, what has the last week happened? And it's going to be dope to see the fallout between the Universal title match.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think what I'm excited for is it feels like we've been kind of waiting for this show to happen so we can move on from it. And so I'm excited to get it done, get it out of the way, and then move on with all the new stuff and really let the show settle into their own shows instead of being still kind of figuring out the draft and all this.
Because the draft
stuff.
was, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
So the draft happened literally in the middle of this, so everything's kind of been compacted. So now, post-Crown Jewel, you can get some of that post-Crown Jewel clarity and just have everything kind of just settle in proper.
But I don't know. See, here's my concern. I don't know with the numbers for SmackDown has come out, and they're not that they're I think they're the lowest in the last couple of years. It's on a Friday night, so there's several reasons why that is. NXT, AEW is beating NXT, so it's just kind of one of those things that with if those shows don't get better in numbers, will WWE just almost like scratch the draft in a sense and then start just putting people on Raw who were on SmackDown? Like, will it not mean anything like it didn't mean anything 3 or 4 months ago?
I mean, it's possible. Fox is the boss over there, and if Fox wants,
it's Fox's show.
If Fox wants something, they're gonna get it.
Look how they did Kofi,
and so look how they did Kofi, and it's. I could definitely. It wouldn't shock me if we started seeing some like a Becky Lynch make the move or other characters make the move. Unfortunately, because I think it's very short term to think that way. But of course, I don't have an executive at Fox breathing down my neck, so it's very easy for me to say that from the safe studio here at Afterbuzz.
Studio. Real YT says I miss Jim in a weird way. I do too. I don't know why.
I love Jim.
I don't know about love, but yeah, it's just like we'll see. But he is coming back. I think he's out for another 2 weeks. He's coming back. We just whenever he's back, he'll be back. Other than that, where can people find you, Mr. Jack Farmer?
You can find me at jackcfarmer.com as well as at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. You can also check me out on the AEW After Show that goes live every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific time here on Afterbuzz TV.
And Kane McCoy.
You can find me at Kane McCoy, CAINMCCOY on all platforms.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. I will be on NXT. We have a really great guest for Women's Wrestling Weekly coming up on Wednesday. You can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Also check out our website, tktrinidad.com. Until next time or next week or this week, you know what it is. See you guys later. Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.